Hey there, friends. It's been a while since I got back in front of the camera, but I believe we're about to. The first Baby Got Backlog episode didn't really have a theme. I just kind of went alphabetically through my my Steam unplayed list. But future episodes are all going to have a theme. And this episode's theme is going to be retro CD systems. Like the 3DO or the Sega Saturn and Sega CD. All of which I own games that I have played for less than 15 minutes. Now, I didn't have enough games between the three that I hadn't played at all, but there were some that I played for like 5 minutes and just gave it a toss and said okay. So now, all of those plus the ones that I actually haven't played, I'm going to give them the full 15 minutes and see how they do. Let's start with the oldest of the bunch, the Sega CD.
Oh my god, Becky, look at that backlog. It is so big.
Baby Got Backlog. Double switch for the Sega CD. I picked this up along with some other Sega CD games at a flea market some time ago, and I never knew much about double switch except that it was supposedly like Night Trap. Catch bad guys in traps all over the building while watching FMV clips of horrendous actors trying desperately to be entertaining and usually failing miserably. And this one is awful. Worse yet, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't have the manual, and the game explains nothing about how things work. I played through the game 3 times before I successfully trapped anyone, and I'm still not sure how it works. The icing on this shitty cake? The credits music cuts out after about 20 seconds, leading you to sit in silence for 2 minutes if you don't skip them. Fuck it, I'm skipping this entire game. Next. Mansion of Hidden Souls, also for the Sega CD. I was told this was like the 7th guest and I should check it out. Well, yes, it's like that, as in the game takes place in a single house, and you can only move on rails. Some objects can be interacted with, and some can't. You have an inventory, and I'm assuming that I'll be able to use objects on other objects, but I haven't the faintest clue what I'm doing. The story doesn't make much sense. It's a fancy house where people turn into butterflies because of reasons. And the graphics. Oh, have mercy. The Sega CD has to be capable of better than this. This is literally the ugliest game I've ever played on the system. At least I can tell what things are supposed to be, but all the same, I don't think I'll be coming back to this one. Next. The last Sega CD game in my backlog is NHL 94. This is the best of the 3 by miles, as the game is essentially the same as the Genesis version, at least so I'm told by the interwebs, and it's one of the best sports games ever made. The Sega CD adds better sound, a rather unwelcome FMV intro, and this.
Doug is the heart and soul of the Maple Leafs because of his great playmaking and gritty effort every game. In 1993, he set a team record with 127 points and was the winner of the Selke Award as the best checking forward in the league. Put Doug in the middle of the action at both ends of the ice.
He does this for every player on each team's starting lineup. Skip this shit though, and the game is still playable and fun. I just kinda suck at it. I'm sure I'll be playing this again sometime. Next up is the 3DO, and this is Club 3DO Station Invasion. A group of kids take over a television station and decide to fire everyone and run their own shows. This is a party game where you compete in simple challenges to get your ratings up to the top of the charts. I don't know how good of a party game this would be because I don't hate my friends enough to make them play this. I get that it's made for kids, but I think even if I was 10 years old I'd find this dumb and awkward, just like the nerdy kid I picked for my show.
Anyway, you gotta tell us what was in that jar.
Leftover turkey dinner from 2 Thanksgivings ago.
I feel dumber for having played this. Next, Road Rash for the 3DO. I know, it's probably the best game for the 3DO and I've never played it, but in my defense, I didn't even know that I owned it. I only recently found it in a stack of music CDs. Anyway, yes, this game is awesome. It's easily the definitive version of Road Rash. I love the over-the-top art style, and the licensed music is great, even if copyright issues have forced me to mute it here. Thanks again, YouTube. But nothing compares to bashing someone's head in with a club 10 times in a row just because I can. I will definitely be playing this again. Next, Real Pinball for the 3DO is shit. Total shit. In fact, they should have saved everybody's time and just called it Real Shit. The physics are slow and screwed, and the tables are bland as fuck. There's no imagination here whatsoever. This game came out in 1994, and 1 year prior to that, the best pinball machine ever made, The Twilight Zone, was released. Now look at all the shit they packed into the Twilight Zone. Ramps, extra levels, magnets, a goddamn gumball machine. Now look at a real pinball table. Fuck this game. Next. The last 3DO game in my backlog is Way of the Warrior. I'd been avoiding this because I've heard it's crap. It really kind of is. It's amazing that this was made by Naughty Dog. They are not known for making crap nowadays, but holy for holies, this is crap. Clearly meant to cash in on the success of Mortal Kombat, they digitized some idiots who pretended to know Kung Fu. Look at these animations, it's just choppy as hell. Doing special moves is awkward, and I have no idea how to do fatalities. The fighting works at least, and the AI is defeatable even for a noob like me, but regardless, this game was a waste of time. It might be more enjoyable in 2-player, but my friends are not willing to try it. Next. Our last system is the Sega Saturn, and this is Clockwork Night 2. Well, okay, it's the demo, not the full game, but it was the demo that I hadn't played, so it counts. The game is a side-scrolling platformer action game, and it's not very good. The main character is animated nicely, and the level I played through showed a bit of imagination, with some nice hidden bits to explore, but I found the jumps a bit too floaty, and the combat not terribly fun. It's not bad overall, I'd describe it as competent, if anything. This just isn't my game, really. Oh well. Next. Robotica for the Sega Saturn is an FPS in the style of Doom, or more accurately Wolfenstein 3D. I say that because there's no vertical movement, no stairs or ramps or elevators, it's all on one plane. The controls are okay, and the combat's alright, but there's nothing special going on here. Shoot the bots, find the key, open the door, rinse and repeat. One thing this game has that Doom doesn't is upgradable weapons, and that's a neat idea, but it's not enough to justify playing this game. Maybe on a rainy day, if I'm really bored, I might play this again. Next!
Fighting Vipers.
Finally, we have Fighting Vipers for the Saturn. I have no idea who any of these people are or why they're fighting, but I'd like to know. There's not even a real ending when you win the game, just a few pictures of your chosen fighter between highlights of your wins. I hate it when fighting games have little to no story. Anyway, this is a lot like Virtua Fighter, except you're walled in, so there's no ring outs. Did she just attack someone with her butt? Anyway, you have a punch, kick, and a guard button. Did I just get knocked out of the ring and into another dimension? You can also combine buttons to do throw moves. You can knock people's clothes off. 10 out of 10 would play again. See you next time.